at the opening ceremony of this conference, I spoke about the pivotal role my Yaya and Bapu played in helping me learn about my Cypriot identity. About 10 days later, my Yaya sadly passed away. Her story was one of struggle and hardship, longing and sacrifice of hope and opportunity, a story understood by so many in the diaspora. She left Anabargos, Paphos, aged 18, and made the long journey by boat and by train to London. Within a few years of working as a seamstress, earning £3 a week, she sent enough money back home to enable her youngest brother to pay for his secondary school graduation certificate, the first in the family. Throughout her life, she longed for her mother and father and siblings back home, but she built a new life and family in North London. Cyprus never left her heart though. She involved herself in the Cypriot community from a young age. She organised, campaigned for women's rights, even attended this conference, and tirelessly fought against the illegal invasion and occupation of Cyprus. There's a reason I stand here telling this story as the president of NEPOMAK. Her generation are why there is even an organised Cypriot diaspora today. A group of people with a special bond to this island who never let that relationship diminish. They charted their own course across the world, but their love and connection to their homeland was everlasting. By forming refugee associations, cultural centres, community schools, charities, sports teams, this generation built the Cypriot diaspora that we have the honour to represent today. So it is our mission as NEPOMAK and as leaders of the diaspora to stand on the shoulders of that generation and continue their work for decades to come. Over the last 20 years, NEPOMAK have contributed to this mission in 3 key ways. We have connected diaspora Cypriots to their heritage, culture and identity. We've built long-lasting bonds between our members across the world, and we've proudly supported the people and government of Cyprus in their just struggle for a free, united island. Of course, there is so much more to do, and the mission gets increasingly difficult as the generations pass by. But as younger generations of the diaspora become more embedded in the societies in which they live, the prize of bringing them closer to their roots is ever greater. I'm incredibly proud of what NEPOMAK has achieved as an organisation run entirely by volunteers aged 18 to 30. We've awakened a passion for Cyprus amongst our diaspora, and we've taught thousands of young Cypriots around the world more about their heritage. And we've built a place for like-minded individuals to connect. We've watched people grow, and we've helped countless relationships blossom. There's more. We're constantly told that our flagship cultural programs, NDCP and NCCT, have changed people's lives and relationship to Cyprus. This year, for example, a third of the participants across both programs had never even stepped foot on this island before we provided them with that opportunity through NDCP and NCCT. In short, this organisation has changed lives and changed the future of the Cypriot diaspora. But none of this would be possible without the dedication of our volunteers. We would also not be able to do this without the outstanding support of the Cypriot government, the Youth Board of Cyprus, BOMAC, SEGA and the Cypriot federations around the world. And I'd also like to pay tribute to the University of Cyprus, hosted our NDCP program for the best part of 20 years now. So it's special to be stood in this square at the university and acknowledge that partnership. I would also like to take the opportunity to congratulate the President on his election earlier this year. Mr. President, I look forward to working with you and your government for the benefit of the diaspora and for the people of Cyprus. We want Cyprus to play a positive role in its own region and beyond, and be a modern, successful democracy. I know that you share this goal too. In 1974, the world that Cypriots knew was torn apart. Turkey's brutal and illegal invasion changed everything for all of us here tonight in some way or another. But that great generation that I spoke of built the Cypriot diaspora. They didn't grow weary. They spent their formative years under the shadow of the Second World War and the struggle for Cypriot freedom. They knew what it meant to dedicate and sacrifice for a cause greater than themselves. As in Cyprus, they tirelessly organised and campaigned against the occupation and did what they could to look after the refugees. 49 years later, our work continues and we still suffer the consequences of the invasion. Tonight, we sit just a few kilometres from one of the most heavily militarised areas in the world, a burden and an abnormality that the people of Cyprus live with every day. and Turkey's violations of international law towards Cyprus continue. We are appalled by the assault on UN peacekeepers in the buffer zone near Bila a few days ago. Peacekeepers, let me remind you, who Turkey claims are not even necessary. As a mixed village, Bila remains a symbol of peaceful coexistence between Cypriots. By bringing violence to its outskirts, the occupation regime has again demonstrated its desire to spoil the coexistence between the people of Cyprus and undermine prospects for reunification. We are also appalled at the continued efforts to open Varosi illegally, inch by inch. Each new street opened a painful cut to the heart of its lawful displaced residents. So as we stand on the eve of the 50th anniversary of occupation, our message to the international community is clear. Do not sit back and look the other way as Turkey pushes its partitionist agenda or continues its violations of international law. Instead, help us achieve a solution that brings a new dawn for Cyprus and its people, a free, united Ireland with a solution based on the UN resolutions, and let Cyprus and the world enjoy the undisputable benefits that reunification would bring. We vow to continue the work of the generation that built the Cypriot diaspora, and we stand on their shoulders.